Hello, class and receiving students and teachers.
Hello, Miss.
Thank you. You may be seated. We go through the strand, sub-strand quickly as they are the same strand and same sub-strand. Our learning outcome is a new outcome, 7.3.5. Identify and make recommendations on how simple machines can make life easier through community field studies. That is our outcome for this lesson, a new outcome. Now, before we go to our lesson topic, I'd like us to have a look at what I have with me, the class and the receiving students, please. Our unit says everyday simple machines. Everyday simple machines. Let's have a look at some of those simple machines. Now, I have this. We use this every day. You may think that it's not a machine, but it is actually a machine. You can tell me what this is? Thank you. A pair of scissors. I have another. Hammer. Thank you. There's another one here. It's okay. What's this? A staple machine. This one? A knife or a butter knife. And this? Okay, it's called a pin remover. Now, all these that you just had a look at are receiving students as well as the class are all simple machines. They are all simple machines. We know of very big machines. We think that we only have machines which are big, but there are also machines that are small. Now, and that introduces us to our topic for this lesson, which is what are simple machines? Now, who can tell me what simple machines are? What are simple machines? What do you think? I've just shown you some of those simple machines. If I can have someone to tell us what simple machines are. You've seen some of them. Someone who can tell us what simple machines are? Receiving students, please let your teacher know what you think simple machines are. Let's have Clement to tell us what simple machines are. Clement, what do you think simple machines are? Or anybody else who would like to help Clement? I hope receiving students, you're also telling your teacher what you think simple machines are. Once again, I've already shown you pictures of some of those, shown you samples of those simple machines. So that should help you to let your teacher know what simple machines are, receiving students. Anybody else helping Clement from the class? Thank you, Bagley. We'll have Bagley to tell us.
Machines are machines that we use with our own hands in everyday life.
Very good, thank you. Simple machines are machines that we use every day. How do they help us? That is what we are going to find out during our activity. How do these simple machines help us? Now, I'm going to take you through, class and the receiving students, of the types of simple machines they are. I've shown you those simple machines, but these simple machines, they can be grouped into 6 different types of machines. Now, let's have a look at the definition that I have of what a machine is. A machine is anything simple or complicated which makes it easier to do work with less effort. Less effort meaning with the help of the machine, you won't do hard work. Get it done quickly. Just help me put this one stuff before you go. Yeah, on the way. Okay, listen, receiving students in the class. I'm going to go through the 6 types of simple machines, and as I go through, please, I'd like you to try as much as you can to get those types of simple machines and what they are quickly copied in your books as we go through. Now, the first type of simple machine is called a lever, and we have samples of what levers are like on the screen. Please get that copied quickly. Says a simple machine which stands about a fixed point called a pivot or fulcrum. The next type of simple machine is called pulleys. Pulleys. There's some pictures there to show you what pulleys look like. There are different types of pulleys. Simple machine is called wheel and axle. You've just had a look at levers, pulleys, and the next one is wheel and axle. Look up there. Receiving students, if you can help each other to get parts of what those different types of machines are, so later on you put them together to come up with the actual definitions of what those different types of levers are, instead of one of you trying to copy everything that is there. Levers, pulleys, wheels, and axles, and the next is inclined planes. Inclined planes. Some pictures of what inclined planes look like. That should help you to know what they are. Levers, pulleys, wheels, and axles, inclined planes. The second last is screws. They are also simple machines. Now, so far, we had looked at 5 simple machines. Earlier, I said 6. So our last type of simple machine is called a wedge. We have samples of those. Can you help and give it sound? 1, 1 to everyone. 1, 1 to. You have it there. You can copy it later. 1, 1 to everyone. Those are your worksheet. That's the accessible one. That's the worksheet, please. Materials needed for the lesson. Teachers, as I've said in the previous lesson, if you don't have a force meter, I would encourage you to let your students observe what the model class is going to do. So when it comes to answering questions, they're able to do that. I'll have 1, 1 to everyone, 1 each. I'll have 1. Now, class and the receiving students, we will be going into our activity. The materials, you have them there. Class, you were asked to come with, or class as well as the receiving students, that's if you have a force meter, then you should be able to use the force meter while your friends do the activity. But if you're not able to, you can observe your friends to see what they are going to do. Now, class, were asked in the previous lesson to come with an empty 500-gram rice packet or sugar packet, and I hope you came with that. You were also to come with some soil or sand. Now, I will provide the sand, but you are to provide that empty packet you were asked to bring in the previous lesson. It can be a packet, 500-gram empty packet rice or sugar. I'm not going to provide that for you. You are going to provide that for yourself, as I will be providing the sand. Now, a reminder to everyone is that everybody has to contribute and participate. Work together to make sure the simple machine that you are going to set up works. Now, I'd like to have that group over there, receiving students, because we don't have enough materials. We will be having some of our friends joining the other groups. So you can do the same. If you have 2 or 3 force meters, you can do the same. Work together in 3 groups. That depends on the number of force meters you have. So if I can have that group, you move to the groups that I told you to move to. If you can move quickly before we start. Lisa, 1. Now, class, I have the sand in the bucket. you are going to just send one person from your group to come and fill your empty packet with sand. And please make sure you don't spill any of them. One person from each group come and fill your empty what up, plastic. Okay, you have just done the first instruction. That is to fill the empty rice sugar packets, rice or sugar packets with sand or soil. Now I'd like you to go on to the second activity. Sorry, second part of the activity. Read what it says on the screen and do that. Everyone has to work together in order for you to understand what to do. Now it says you have to attach the weight. Okay, the weight is that plastic of sand to the force meter and pull it over the retort stand. That is the retort stand here. This is the retort stand. You have a piece of rope there. Now let's see, it doesn't say you, it says pull it over the retort stand. Where's the retort stand? Thank you, they're doing the right thing there. Pull it over the retort stand. See what your friends are doing here. This group. Okay, thank you. Over there, thank you. You have to pull it over the retort stand. See what Bagley and Donald are doing as well as those ones at the back. Pull it over the retort stand with the force meter, and it says get the reading too. That's okay, leave it there. Don't untie it. While it's there, you tie a knot, get your force meter at the end, and then you pull it. Make sure you get the reading. Now we are going on to the next instruction, where you are going to construct a pulley using 2 wheels. You are going to construct a pulley using 2 wheels. Okay, these are the wheels. Here. 2 wheels, it's talking about this. If I can have our friends at the back, you're going to construct a pulley, which is a simple machine using 2 wheels. Our students in the receiving schools, once again, if you don't have any of what we have, please Just observe and take note. These are the two wheels. You have the force meter. Okay, you have the two wheels. You have the force meter. You have your weight. You have the retort stand. Now you are going to use all these materials, class, to set up or construct a pulley, which is a simple machine. Now, teachers, this is an accessible task, and I will just go through the criteria that I am using. So after this lesson, if you are able to have access to a force meter, you could just get your class to try that out. Where did I put them? Okay, the first part of the activity should be over now. We are now going to construct our simple machine, which is a pulley. And you are all going to work again together, contribute your ideas to come up with this simple machine. Now I have a diagram to help you to set it up. Teachers, that is how students should try to set up the two-wheeled pulleys. Now all the instructions that is needed in the construction of the pulley is all up. I'd like you to have a look at that as you go through to set up your pulleys. Everybody has to work together. Work together to set up your pulleys. The first part of the activity is over, where you put your weight over the retort stand is finished. Now we are on the construction of the simple machine. And all the instructions are on the screen. Class, please, I'd like you to discuss together, work together, and see how you will set up this pulley. And do not forget, this is an accessible task. I will be coming around checking to see how you have set up your simple machine or you have constructed it. Receiving teachers and the students, this is how you set up the two-wheeled pulley. You have the weight, you have the two pulleys, and you have the force meter. So you use the force meter to lift the weight. If we can have Shannon to do that, to lift the weight up and down so we can see it. Now, I'd like someone from the group, if you can tell us, you've done two activities so far. The first one, you just put the weight over the retort stand and you used a force meter. And now you are using two wheels. So what's the difference, if you can tell us? One of you. Okay, if I can have someone to share with your friends the difference that you feel with the weight. Okay. meter, you put the weight on the wheel. And if you try to pull the force meter, go and tap the camera. So what are you going to do? What will you do to this weight so when you are lifting your force meter, go and tap? Okay, that's, make sure your simple machine is completed. Now, if I can have this group, Jubilee, Melvin, if you can tell us the difference between let me finish one time more now. Finish one time more now. Yeah, to go to the summary now. Students in the receiving schools and teachers, we will have this group to tell us what they have found out from the first part of the activity where they put the weight over the retort stand and the weight using two wheels to measure it or to lift it. Yeah. You wait for a while and I'll finish. We'll finish and after that we'll let you know. Okay, if I can have you, Samuel, yes, you and a friend sit down for a while and then we finish and you can continue. Sit down, please. Class, the receiving students and teachers, we have just gone through constructing or setting up a simple machine, which is a pulley. Now, the first part of the activity, we just threw or we just put the weight over the retort stand and we tried lifting that weight using the force meter. Now, the next part of the activity, we used two wheels and also used force meter to lift the weight. Now, I'd like to have Donald from this group to tell us the difference between those two activities that you did. What can you tell us?
Down.
Very good, thank you. So that is what Donald has, and his friends found out from the activity that we have done in this lesson, and I hope the rest of the class have also found the same thing, found out the same thing. And receiving students, I hope you observe your friends and you have learned something today on how simple machines help us to make work easier, especially like the pulleys that are used for lifting weights. Now, the pulley that we use today, or we constructed today, are just simple machines. But there are some very big ones that we have. You have seen them on the pictures when I went through the different types of simple machines. Now, summary point 1, it says machines make it easier to do work with less effort. The second summary point is up as well. Have they copied quickly, receiving students as well as the class. Simple machines are made up of one or two other simple machines and have one or two parts as well. Help yourself, one can copy the first summary point, the other can copy the second one. And later on you can copy what you haven't. The last summary point, there are 6 common types of simple machines. Lever, pulley is what you have just done in this lesson. Wedge, screw, inclined planes, and wheel and axle. Now, a key phrase for this lesson is simple machines. Wow, it's not supposed to be on. Not on. Now, our next lesson is going to be still on machines, and it will be on how machines are used. We had a look at one of them, how pulley is used. We will also look at some others in the next lesson. Now, homework, take note, class, as well as the receiving students. Receiving students, if you were not able to set up the pulley yourself, but if you have observed your friends in the model class, you also draw what you have observed your friends doing in the model class, of how that pulley was set up or constructed. So homework is to draw a diagram of how you constructed the pulley. Materials for the next lesson. Instead of can opener, you have a small knife. Take note, class, of what you are going to bring with you for the next lesson. Instead of can opener, you have a small knife, a bottle opener, pliers, pair of scissors, screwdriver, spanner, and a ramp made from cardboard. Cardboard, you use a cardboard to make where is it? A ramp. It's slopey. Let me see. Okay, you use a cardboard to make a ramp, and one side of the cardboard must be slopey like this. Okay, for your next lesson. Am I correct? Okay, with that, thank you, class, the rest of students and teachers for your participation.